Hi everyone. I want to talk about a very important topic for many of you, and it is why is it that they go away, they suddenly disappear, and what should I do from now on? How to deal with it? How to deal with the pain? And how to move on generally, because that's one of the most difficult things. Indeed, it is not easy. I fully understand this, and I really want to give you a different perspective on this subject and where to head on, what to do. Now, I think the difficulty that comes in this situation is that we focus on the wrong thing. And if we really change the perspective, things are going to change for ourselves. Let's first remember, as we spoke about this many times, and I'm sure you have heard it from different other sources, that the twin flame journey is a journey of growth. It's a journey of evolution. And it really hits us for this main purpose. There's a few other purposes why the twin flame journey happens and why we choose to experience it. We can actually make a separate video about that. But one of the main purposes is for our own healing, spiritual growth, and moving on in life. So, starting from this point, there's many times when the twin flames meet, and then they start to communicate, they exchange vibration, they even explain each other in love, and how beautiful they feel from this encounter. But all of a sudden, one of them disappears. They cut off entirely the connection, and the other one cannot find them anymore. They block them from social media, let's say, or they just go out of town, they move to a different place, and they don't inform their twin flame of their move, and this causes a lot of frustration on the other side. Now, in my personal opinion, like I already said, the focus is wrong, because most of the people in this situation, they start to focus on why it hurts so much. How do I fix this? How do I move on? As a matter of fact, twin flames attract each other very often due to patterns of behavior coming from their childhood, and it happens from both sides. So this type of situation is screaming at you and is telling you, fix those patterns from your childhood. Go back, look into the situations you have been put in. Did you have a healthy childhood? Did you experience any strong emotions during childhood that you think you have solved, maybe, or you just buried them there, and now they are coming back? Because it is exactly so. We psychologically take the example of the parent that is from our sex. So in my case, I have been taking as an example from my mom as a behavior later on in life. This started from very early childhood, and there are even people that they had such traumatic childhood that they literally don't have memories until a certain age. And this has to be sorted out. Now, when I say this, you cannot expect that such a big thing can be sorted out in a snap, right? It takes time, and it takes a lot of steps to do that. So it is really making you pay attention of what is not okay in your life because of the childhood that you had. The purpose here is not to go back into your childhood and to start blaming your parents of what has been happening in your childhood, because the same behavior that you took as an example from what you experienced as a child and you applied it afterwards in your adult life, the same happened to your parents. So if one of them, for example, was aggressive, or the other liked to play a victim all the time, or stuff like this, they took this also from their parents. They became in this way because of unhealed wounds. And the energies we're experiencing right now, and it's going to be coming stronger and stronger with the years to come, is to make us focus exactly on this. Focus on what is wrong in our behavior that we took from our childhood, due to the emotions that we experienced during our childhood, the examples that we saw. We take of what is normal, like a frame of what is normal or what is good or what is bad from our childhood. And that's why we come later on with differences with other people. Let's say what I consider good might not be necessarily considered as good for somebody else. And we have to understand that it is absolutely normal, because we did have different lives, we did experience different things, and based on this and how it affected us, plus the type of person we are, because we are not also the same people. Some of us, let's say if we go to see into the human design, I'm a projector myself, and projectors tend to see life differently than the generators or the manifesting generators, for instance. So we should not expect that we met love, we met our polarity, the biggest thing in our life, the biggest event, and bang, things are gonna start to become amazing straight away. As a matter of fact, we all twin flames at the beginning enter a stage of healing. And if we are not aware of this stage of healing, which can go very deep, and if we don't work on it consciously, if we don't focus on it consciously, if we don't pay attention to it as the most important part of this journey, we are not going to move on anywhere, and we are just going to be crying the whole time of why he or she left me and why they don't speak to me anymore, and we're gonna turn into big babies because this is the child in us speaking, literally, and it's screaming and saying, pay attention to me, I need to heal, I need to come out as pure as I came, right? So this is what you need to focus on in this situation. You need to focus on yourself, but not just on yourself. You need to see, really, you need to be almost a psychologist yourself, to to go and see. If you need, write down the things, the bad things you remember from your childhood and the good things you remember from your childhood. If you need, go and speak to your parents if they are still alive, what they do remember about you as a child, because I'm sure they will tell you things that you have forgotten or you just didn't pay attention and you didn't put them in your memory storage that is on the surface, because everything is actually stored on the subconscious. And compare these things and start to search for the things which don't seem quite right, and try to see which of these patterns they moved on with you and you are still applying them as behavior in your adulthood. And yes, it can be difficult indeed. We have been going through with Andre with this for a few years now, but we are becoming more and more conscious. We learned a lot during our journey, and if you think you need help as well, you can, and if you think we are the right people for that, you can also reach to us. We would be happy in a consultation or whatever to discuss these things with you. Because they're individual for every person, you know. You cannot go and see and search for certain frames. We should not put ourselves in frames, never. Everything is very individual, it's based on millions of factors and things, and that's the other thing we have to understand, how unique each one of us is and how beautiful this uniqueness is. Love you guys and wish you a happy twin flame journey.